All right, guys. Hi, everyone. Yeah, all right, guys. Let's start our session. And first of all, hope I'm audible for all. Yeah, all right, guys. All right. Yeah. Since we had 2 days of gap, guys, right? It's a weekend, right? And again, let us just brush up all the concepts that we've seen, guys. Just let us brush up. So let us go through all the concepts. It is really important, guys. Whatever you do, right. And first of all, be strong. Have the strong foundation in anything is whatever you learn. So today you are in Python, right? And tomorrow you might be in some other technology, right? First of all, learn and understand everything is. Be strong in the fundamentals. That's really important. So all right, and day one, guys, we started with we started with knowing to first we started comparing Python with the other object C language data types, right? So just like in C, we had int, float, char, and double. And coming to Python, so right, we call that as objects. So right, yes, everything in Python is object, and every object contains set of methods. So I made it crystal clear that so these things are important, right? And then we talked about objects, right? There are total 6 built-in objects. So everything in Python is object, is everything, right? And coming to this number, right? I have the string. The third one is list, right? The fourth one is tuple. The fifth one is dictionary, right? The sixth one is a set. So these are the 6 built-in objects, and then we started looking at number. Number can be anything basically, right? And coming to the string, string is defined in single quotes or double quotes or 3 quotes, right? 3 triple quotes, anything is fine. All it is. And then next we started referring something about the string slicing, right? If I'm not wrong, we started our discussion with the string methods. So I've seen like how to define the string, and then something about the string slicing, right? Wrong is. So if I write something with square bracket, it is nothing but indexing is with the help of index. So we extract the slice of the string, right, guys? And what is the necessity of doing this? All these things like we for the string manipulations is to extract something from the string. So all right, guys. And then we have seen how to access, how to get even characters, odd characters, and to reverse the string. There are multiple ways to reverse the string. So the one of the easiest way is generally asked interviews in general is colon minus one to reverse the string. All right, guys. And there are multiple ways. Once like you're strong in the fundamentals, guys, yourself like you can explore the different ways. And we talked about this, and then we talked about the string methods, right? And then we started discussing about the string methods. And how to access the methods, guys? Object dot, and we access all the methods. Like we've started looking at the different methods like string dot, upper, lower. Any method starting with is, it didn't store false. I'm just revising all the concepts, guys. This is important. So whatever you do, but first of all, go through, keep revising multiple times, guys. It will help you a lot. All right. So and then capitalize upper. This will convert the string into uppercase into the lowercase. This is just for the validations, right? The line number 9. Since it is meaningless to write something like this, so I have written some condition, right? So I want to validate whether the string is upper or not. I want to validate whether the string is upper or not. So all right, guys. I want to validate whether the string is upper or not. How do you write that? If name dot starts with P or some other string, whatever you want, right? If the name is starting with P, so then print this, or else do something like this. Validations, guys. We number of validation. So these are really important, guys, in the file handling, file manipulations. This will really help us, right? And string dot replace, string dot starts with, ends with, and then like we have seen like this, right? String dot split, string dot join. All right, guys. String dot split, string dot split, string dot join. And then like how do I remove the space in between the strings? Not in the between, sorry guys, at the beginning or at the end. So I use the strip method. Strip will remove the white space at both the ends. Strip will remove the white space at both the ends. And similarly, we have a string dot L strip R strip to remove the space at the left side or right side. So split, just nothing but to break the string. So all it guys. So and we have seen these things. So and then we started like we moved to the list. So we have seen about the list. That list contains set of elements. Elements can be numbers or it doesn't matter, guys. In C, we used to call that as homogeneous in C language. In coming to Python, so right, nothing, anything is fine. So the list may contain anything. So and in Python, the list may contain anything. So right, guys. So and then we talked about this, and next in this context, so we talked about the list methods, right? And in this context, we talked about the list methods. Right, guys. Define the list and then list. And what is the difference between append and extend, guys? So generally asked interviews. So what is the difference between append and extend? So append and extend. Append is to pass one single object. Extend we pass some iterable. For extend we pass the iterable. So all it gives in the iterable means nothing but the list. So we pass some iterable. Apart from this, like your count method, insert, and what is the syntax of insert? So list dot insert and where to insert, at what position to insert, and what exactly you want to insert, what position to insert, and what exactly you want to, right guys? Insert. And pop method, if you don't pass any index number, so right, we're supposed to pass some index here in the pop. If you don't pass anything, if nothing is passed, it will take the last index. It will take the last index. All right, guys. And then right, and if you want to like catch the assign value or the removed value, we simply assign this to some other object. The same question was asked by someone else, right? How to catch that value in this, just like assign this, that's it. And if you pass an index number, the value at that index will be removed. All right, guys. And what is the difference between pop and remove? What is the difference between pop and remove? So pop, we're supposed to pass some index number. So pop and coming to remove, 10 is the value directly. Yes, 10 is the value. So some list dot remove some value. What is the difference between pop and remove? Pop, you're going to pass some index number, right? See, pop of 0 index, pop of 2 index, and remove, this is the value. So hope this is clear for all, right? And then we talked about reverse and then sort, right guys? So this is methods, guys. As I told you, this will be really helpful for you guys. I've seen many people, they just know what is list and they'll start working on some requirements without knowing all the methods. What they do in between, they open the Google and then they'll start like while programming, they'll start like looking for some logic. So this is not required, guys. Be strong in the fundamentals. All it, guys. And then we talked about this list, and then we talked about the tuple, right? And what is the difference between list and tuple? Tuple is read only and immutable, right? And both are all these three are same, right? So it's read only or immutable or unchangeable. So right, elements inside tuple cannot be modified directly. I hope you understood why I'm saying directly. So right or wrong is, so indirectly we can modify it, right? Convert tuple to the list and make the changes and reconvert back to the tuple. That is fine. So right, and coming to the dictionary. So dictionary contains elements in key value base. So right, dictionary elements are defined in float brackets. And in the production case, again, I'm repeating, right, in the real time. So we will be using dictionary most frequently. At some point, dictionaries are really important. So JSON, right? I'm not sure whether you might have heard about JSON or not. So I'm not sure whether you heard about JSON files or not, .json file. So JSON itself is nothing but dictionary. All right. So like in some projects, guys, like I'm not sure whether you have seen that or not. So right, JSON is, it's common anywhere in the Angular JS or React JS, right? It contains some data. In the same JSON, guys, it is nothing but dictionary. Nothing else. It is nothing but dictionary. All right, guys.
And then coming to the dictionary methods, we started discussing about the dictionary methods. Dictionary demo. Let me. I think it's been closed. Yep. Dictionary methods, right? Something like we define dictionary. All at guess. And how do I add a new item to the dictionary? So we don't have any method. We're going to we'll be assigning this directly. That's it. So guys, like so if you are responding that my voice is slow, so I'm not sure guys what went wrong, but I think it's audible. I'm not sure. Can you please respond all if my voice is audible? All right, guys. It's I think it's some bandwidth issue. I guess I'm not sure, guys, but it's fine at my end. So all right, guys. Thanks. All right, guys. Yep. And coming to this, guys, like this is a way to add some new key value items, right? Key value pairs, and then I wanted to just display only keys. I want to display only values. So I want to display a key value pairs. All right, guys. And we have seen the meaning of get method, right? If you try to access some element which is not existing, it will throw error. So right or wrong is, if you try to access some key which is not existing, it will throw error. And what is the name of error, guys? So that is key error. Hope you remember this, right? What I told while explaining this. So now chapter 100 is not existing. So if I try to execute this, it will throw error. The name of exception is key error, right? But why? Because it is not existing. All right, guys. So and coming to this, like what is the turnaround for this dot get method? If something is not existing, it will return none. So these are silly mistakes, guys, that we normally make while writing the code. So that is the reason like I normally stress a few things, and even from experience. So and then I want to combine two dictionaries. If any object is starting with a double star, it is called as dictionary, guys. So in Python, guys, there is no concept of memory management. We theoretically talk about that, but practically nothing as such. So just like in C, like address, ampersand, nothing as such. So, right? If any variable is prefixed with a double star, it is called as dictionary. All right, guys. And then how do I combine two dictionaries? So either in this approach or in this approach. Book one dot update of book two. So all right, guys. Right. In this manner. So this is about dictionaries we discussed, and then we talked about the set. So what is it basically? Set is unordered collection of unique elements of the same type. So three terms to remember: unordered, and then unique, and the other one is same type. And the other one is the same type. Set elements are defined in float brackets. So right like this. So all right, guys. So it is unordered collection of, and next we started discussing about the set methods, right? So we define two sets and set dot add, and then like few methods, guys, and ask you to like explore few other methods which are rarely used. But these methods we'll be using this at some point. All right, guys. So and we talked about this, and next we started with right functions, right? So we have seen the difference of functions and methods. So what do you mean by method, guys? Basically, what do you mean by method? So methods are many people gets confused, guys. In the place of method they'll call that as function. In the place of function, many people call that as method. But understand, guys, internally all these are same. Internally all these are same, but for visibility purpose both are different, guys. What are methods? Methods are object specific. So every object has its own different methods, right? Wrong is string dot upper, string dot lower. So do you think you can find string dot upper for the list? No, right? No. Why? Because so upper is only the string method. Every object has its own methods, and string methods are different, and list methods are different. This is what we discussed. So, all right, guys. So and then methods are accessible with the dot of string dot list dot append. So list dot extend. So dictionary dot keys. We use a dot operator. And coming to functions, functions are common for all the objects. So right, guys. And if you ask me to name some functions, like we have a number of functions, guys. So but we'll talk about the topic by topic. So most frequently used function: print, len, and how to capture the input from the keyboard. How do I capture the input from the keyboard? So it is with easy. Right. Sorry. Input from the keyboard, that is input function, right? I identify this. Input is a function used to capture some input from the keyboard. So it's in Python 3, guys. It's in Python 3 what you are learning. In the older versions, it's not required for you, but I don't want to make you confused. So in Python 2, we used to have raw underscore input in it's in Python 2. So it is not at all required for you guys, but like just like keep in note that it's in Python 2. Both are same guys. So we have few minor differences in Python 2 and Python 3. So in, like in terms of syntax wise, more or less it's same thing, but like in terms of few functions like this. So all I guess. The one like you just asked 1219. So that's what I told, right? So what is the difference between function and the method? I explained almost like 7 8 times. So not less than that, right? Methods and function. Just like look at my previous recording, you'll understand. So all right, and then if you want to like look at all the functions, how do you get all the list of functions? dir. So directories from, and how do I execute this in the console? Right, directory of double underscore built-ins double underscore. It will display all the list of exceptions and functions. So a list of all the at the bottom, guys, if you scroll on, you can find all these functions, and most of them are explanatory. You can self-explanatory, guys, right? So like this, like a number of functions, like I noted few of the functions, but apart from this, depending on the concept, like we'll go for that. All right, guys. Right, and there's some question from someone that so what is the difference between the Python 2 and Python 3, guys? See, 95% of the code is same in both Python 2 and Python 3, but in terms of like syntax wise, like we have few differences. So for example, it's not required, guys, like these are called sister languages. So in Python 2, so we start the print like this, print like this. So right, in whereas in the Python 3, so in the Python 3, like we'll be writing like this. So all at guys. So like this, like a few minor syntaxes and few functions are been removed in Python 2. So if you are been added here, and more or less they're called as sister languages. So they're called as Python 2 and Python 3 are called as sister languages. Sister. So what does it mean, guys? So it means that both exists in parallel. Both exists in parallel. If you go for Java, normally we normally say that Java 1.8 is upgraded version of 1.7. Right or wrong, guys? Something like that. Java 1.9 is upgraded version of Python Java 1.6 or 1.5. But coming to Python, guys, it is not the upgraded version. So both are existing in parallel. So right, the my recommendation guys, like we're in Python 3 itself. So it doesn't matter, guys. Like 95% of the code is same. It doesn't matter at all. If you know Python 2, you know Python 3. If you know Python 3, it means that like you know Python 2. Both are same with minor differences. It doesn't matter at all. Normally, guys, Python 2, and you might be having some question. So where Python 2 is used? So Python 2 is mainly used in the banking domains. In the banking domains, guys, they don't want to touch the code base. So why? Because banking, right? Banking domain, a lot of like dependencies will be there, a lot of criticality will be there. So get your point, guys. So assume that like you're logging into your account, online account. So assume that guys like you are unable to log in. So do you think మీరు కామ కూర్చుంటారండి? Do you think you will sit calm and then nothing will go, right? You'll make noise, right? So why? Because it's your account, it's your money, right? You'll make lot of noise. You'll make kill of noise. You'll call the customer care. Why? Because that is the reason. Like banking is more critical compared to other domains. Banking domain is more and more critical. So what that is, they normally don't touch their code base. They might be like migrating very slowly, but right, they don't touch their code base. So if something is existing in Python 2, they'll run the code in Python 2 itself. They will not migrate to Python 3. Get my point is what I'm saying. So even right, interviews it can be asked, right, where Python 2 is used. So nothing is such, guys. Like, nowadays lot of migrations are happening, right? But Python 2 is normally used in banking and finance sector, right? Because they don't want to touch their code base. They'll keep the code as it is, right? Because it may have a lot of criticality, right, and a lot of dependencies. So apart from that, guys, like nowadays 80-90% of the market is being captured by the Python 3, and both are sister languages, both exists in parallel. So don't bother about Python 2, guys, right? It is not about, or else after this session you can just Google. So difference between Python 2 and Python 3, there might be few differences, but it's not much important. All right, guys. Even Python 2, guys, it's outdated. Outdated in the sense the support of Python 2 has been stopped by 2020. So it has been stopped. Right, it's officially stopped this, but unofficially we keep on using that. But officially, the support of Python 2 has been stopped. All right, guys. And then like we talked about conditional operators, control. We talked about conditional control and jump statements. So right, and then we have seen some examples, guys. And this is what I told, right? Whatever you do, it will be in levels. That's it. Whatever you do, so it will be in levels, either this level or this level, but not somewhere in the middle. Majule undadandi. So either this level or this level. That's it. So assume that like you have nested for loop or nested while loop, like again in the levels. So I'm going to start with the level one. So right, some condition moving to the level two. I want to go to level three. Again, like same is like we will not write something in middle. All right, guys. There's some question from someone that how to split every letter in the word Python. So I'll explain that. So all right, guys. This is what we have seen. Right. Let me just like show you like how to split. It's simple. The one like who just asked. So let me show. So name equal to, let's take Python. Right. Name equal to Python. Simply write list of name. That's it. So it gets converted to the string. So name equal to say Python programming. All right, guys. You want to convert some string to the list. So list of name. That's it. So it gets converted to the list. The easiest string. Or the one who just asked like how to split and all. So hope all right, guys. The name was not mentioned, but 17 some Mahindra, right? Hope it is clear. All right, guys. Yeah. And then, guys, we talked about we have seen the functions, right? Like yeah. So we talked about simple if condition like this. Again, is everything is indented. Everything is indented. So everything is indented. All right, guys. So and then if some condition, right? By default, it takes four spaces, guys. So it's not required to give wantedly. It takes by default. Hope you might have observed this, right? And then coming to if, simple if, and then if we have done some examples, right? So and then coming to this for loop. So loopings are important is at some point like we iterate everything, right? And for loop with the range. So writing, so what is val guys? Some dummy value. So for val, and what is val? It can be anything. ఏమని ఇవ్వచ్చు మీరు some dummy name, but take some name which reflects the code. So don't simply take ABC or XYZ. So all right guys, don't write like but take some variable which reflects the code. All right, and then right, iterating some range of set of numbers, so getting some even numbers or odd numbers. So all right, so and then for loop with the string, so reading each character from the string. All right, reading for loop with the list, and you want to write the for loop for the dictionary. So right, I have defined some dictionary. You want to read the dictionary. That three different ways, guys. So you can get either only keys or only values or both. Right. Let us check this first of all. So reading only keys. So what are the keys in this example? Chop 1, chop 2, chop 3. We are going to get this case here. So all right, guys. And then for value in a dict dot values, so iterating all the values. So right, and then iterating all the numbers. So I'll give just 2 minutes of time, guys. Just 2 minutes of time, guys. If you want to execute the code, please execute this. So even I'm pasting the code in the chart window. So right, if you want to just execute the code, so please go ahead and execute the code. I pasted the code, guys. You can just copy paste, but I insist you to type the code, guys. Don't never copy, guys. It doesn't help you much. But just type the code and then check the output. And do let me know if any questions. So I will just wait for 3 minutes, guys, and then I will start. So, but you can just like execute the code, right? So you can just run it and do let me know if any questions. Right. Wintech can do anywhere. Anything is fine, but see, Zoopater is mainly used in analytics. Of course, you can do that anywhere. It doesn't matter wherever you write. Anything is fine. So all right, guys. So if you want to just run the code, so I'll wait for 2 minutes, guys. You can just execute the code. So I'm just like giving everything is with the range function, with the string, so with the list, and with the dictionary. So just define everything. I pasted the code. So do let me know once you executed, guys. Just respond with this. Uh, there is nothing else to terminate Sirisha. So loop is what? Just like it is going to pull read all the data from this list, for example. Right. So if you have this, so right, range of it is going to read all the numbers. That's it. So for loop in C is different to for loop in Python. So there were some condition, but here nothing is such. We don't have a condition same undu ikkada. So for loop in Python is what? So it is going to read some data from iterable. That's it. So total 5 items, 5 iterations. Here like total number of characters, that's like say 18. So right, 18 iterations. That's it. Way to is insert. Insert is not the function, it is a method which is available in the list dot insert. So right, Lakshmi, the one like who is asking list dot insert, which I explained. So look at my recording, you'll understand. While talking about the list methods, I explained that. So all right, guys, you can just look at my previous recordings, Sarisha. You will get to know. All right. Yeah. So you can just run the code, guys, and right. So while loop, yes, who is that? So Naimuddin, it is just like the C style. We don't have any difference. So which even I explained this, right? So if you know C language for loop, this is equivalent, nothing difference. So only thing is we have some right indentation. That's it. Taking some flag. I want to just display all the numbers from 1 to 100. That's it, right? So verifying the condition, so printing that and incrementing. That's it. But only the other thing is we don't have any plus plus and minus minus in Python. So increment plus plus and minus minus are not allowed in Python. Apart from this, we'll be writing like this. So we don't have any do while. Do while and then switch case is not the part of Python. Yes, Shweta, exactly. Yeah. So there's some question like what does it mean? So if you remember in the C language, like if you want to say to display even numbers, like you write like this, right? So for say I equal to val equal to 2 and say val less than or equal to 10, all right, and then val plus 2 like this. If you remember, guys. So you write or else like say right, you write like this val plus equal to like this if I'm not wrong. So float bracket open. So and then some you are like whatever you want to do. So or is to write the same thing like is to write like this also, right? So for I equal to so 1 and say I less than or equal to say 10 and say you're reading all the numbers, but you just want to display even numbers. All right, is to write some condition if so I mod 2 so equal to 0. So then do something else like this if I'm not wrong. So in coming to Python, guys, we don't write like this. Instead of this, like we'll be writing like this. That's it. So these even numbers, right? Reading even numbers. So starting with 2, and what is step value? Step value is 2. So the starting is 2, right? 2 will be displayed in this while I'm going to print this. And then 2 plus 2, 4, print J. And then 6, and then 8. That's it. It's clear, right? The one who just asked. So what is 2 comma 10? All right. So just remember the syntax, guys, right? So these things are nothing. I'm just writing the same range function. Start, stop, and step. The step value can be anything. All right. So guys, hope it is clear, right? Whatever we have done. So all right, guys. You can just I'll give one more minute. You can just execute if you're typing something, and we'll start. So Mohammed Zishan, I already explained that how to convert list to the string. Look at my previous recordings, you'll understand. Just look at my previous recordings. I clearly mentioned that in the string methods. So, and someone asked about the infinite loop, right? So there are multiple ways is to get the infinite loop, right? There are multiple ways to get the infinite loop. So using while loop, let me show something like say while equal to 0, right? Something while equal to 1. So in while writing, say while less than or equal to 10, it keeps on running. There are different ways to write infinite loop, right? Why? Because so there is no, we don't have any condition breaking condition here. So there are multiple ways to write, right? Like this, there are different ways. So example of infinite loop, right? Hope it is clear. The one who asked. And guys, like it keep on running, it will be running, guys, right? So here you can find something like the red mark here. So right, just like hit this button if you want to simply break this. So all it guys. So and then like CLS to clear the screen, right? Just we got to just example of infinite loop, nothing much. Since like we don't have any condition, so generally ask me. Even I do remember in my first interview, the same question was asked for me. It's in C, like write some infinite loop, so which keeps on that different ways, guys, right? So to write this, here is an example of just while loop. Yes, I'll paste the link post this session. Like I'll paste the link. So okay, then you can just access all the data from there. All my examples, whatever I'm doing, like I'll be sharing everything, including notes and some of the topic-wise examples. You can access that from there. All right, guys. Yeah. And it's about. All right, guys. Let's take one example. Let's take one example on the dictionaries, guys. Once again. So let me take one more example on the dictionaries. So right, and let me take. So this example might be confusing, guys, but nothing much. Like let me make it more simple. And the ones like who wish to work on like right assignments and all, guys. Here I have some list of questions. So no need to submit these things, guys. It's for your practice. So this is for your practice. You can just like simply work on this when you are free. All right, let me share this. So all it is like this, I can find assignment 1, 2, and 3 can work whenever you become free. As of now, guys, I'm just taking 2 examples. Let me take this. So I'm just like missed to write. This is my dictionary, guys. Hope it's clear. Right? And what is the type of object basically? So what is the type of object? So what is the type of object? So the type of object is. So what is the type of object, guys? Like if you want to paste this, guys, just like I took from this link which have already been pasted. I just like took one link from one code sample code, and I'm just pasted this, right, guys? So in the production case, like we have some dictionaries like this, right? Might be more and more complex. It's a list of dictionaries. Just look at the data structure, guys. That's it, right? List. Why? Because if something is starting with a square bracket, it is a list. If something is starting with a square bracket, it is a list. Right or wrong, guys? It is list of dictionaries, guys. Don't get confused, right? It is list of dictionaries. So list of dictionaries. So nothing much in this, right? It's pure list of dictionaries. So now say, guys, like I want to just in this example, right? In this list, each element is one dictionary. Each element is one dictionary. Now the output, what I'm expecting is like this. Even I given the output, the expected output. If I run the code, I just need to display like this. So red and the code of red. So where is red? Let us cross check in this code. So red, I just want to display only this thing, red in the code, and then green in the code. Give me one guess what I'm saying. This is my actual data, right? So this is my actual data. So which is been so defined in the dictionaries, and I have given the expected output also, guys. In the prod guys, like I told you, like we don't have simple ones like chap 1, chap 2, chap 3, chap 4 guys. It will not be like that. So all right guys. So now let us try to iterate this for since like it's a list of dictionaries. So for item in colors, so for item in colors, so right, print item. So let me check like whether I'm able to read this dictionary or not. Yes. So I'm able to display. This is right. So and but I want to get in meaningful format. That's it, guys. Right now each item is one dictionary. Right or wrong, guys? ఒక్కొక్క item ఒక్కొక్క dictionary అండి. Now look at this perspective. Don't look as a whole. Look at this perspective, right? So now in this item, in this dictionary, how to get read? So we access with the colors, right? I'm doing the same thing. Comma. So and then so item of and then values. That's it, guys. So reading from the dictionary. So reading from the dictionary. So reading from the dictionary. All right, guys. So I cannot zoom this console, guys, but hope the code is visible for all. I just like removed few entries which are not required, and then just try trading, guys. Right. If you want, I can paste the code, guys, but I insist you to type the code and check the output. So right, and I just got the dictionary from the web link that I pasted. Here is the code, guys. Just execute and check, but I insist you to write your own code, guys. So right, this is my dictionary list of dictionaries, right? So and then reading each item, and then so print item of colors, comma item of values. Hope this is clear, right, guys? Hope I think this is clear for all. Yeah. So print colors. If you print Sankit, it will display the complete dictionary, right? I just want to get, see, it depends on the requirement. Yeah. So what exactly I want to display depends on the requirement, right? So here I just want to display this. So based on this, I'm going to, why? Because yes, there's someone from item. See, item Rajendra, it's right, Rajesh. Item can be anything. Yeah. I'm taking some name which reflects the code. It can be anything. If you want, you can write A, you can write B, you can write whatever it is. That's it, right? Item doesn't have any actual meaning, right? It's just some name. That's it. Hope it is clear, right, guys? So how do you print specific item? You cross check that, like post this session model, just like cross check that. You'll just play with this data, guys. You'll understand. So the intention of explaining this is like normally, if you don't explain this, you'll be in that mindset that like dictionary will be as simple as keys and values. So right, but it will not be in the reality. Guys. Practically, it will not be. Practical and chala complex ఉంటుంది. It depends, but you'll enjoy, guys. You'll enjoy working with this. Right, we can take any name, sir. Yes, we can do that, Monica. We can do. So all right, guys. This is one example, and taking one more example, guys, and then we'll move to the other topic. Now I have given. Even I'm taking one more example like this. Let's cross check. So right, I'm taking the 46, guys. The example, the number that I'm taking is so 46. You can just copy the data, guys. But like I think actually I copied from while preparing that, I copied from Linux. So I just need to modify these codes. Just give me a minute time so that like I can modify this. So actually codes, guys, Windows codes, the double codes and the Linux double codes both are different. So actually while pasting the code, I think I pasted from Linux, and then the same thing is being visible here, but that's fine. So just give me a minute time. All right, guys. And then you look at this dictionary, guys. Now, what is the type of object this? So what is the type of this object? So what is the type of this object? I mean, so which is visible in my screen? So it is dictionary, but a dictionary of what, guys? It is some right, so unformatted dictionary, right? It is not structured on, guys. Let me cross check, right? Dictionary or dictionary say 6. All right, guys. So this is my dictionary. So this is my dictionary. And what is the first item name? So what is the first item? So ID and then 000. So if any requirement is given for you guys, first of all understand that requirement. So don't blindly start working on that case. First of all understand. So what is the input? What is the output? So what is expected? You cross check guys, right? So in practically guys, majority of the solutions are easy. So we are the ones like who make it complex, right? So let it be like that guys. So go to the requirement, right? Now understand. So and let us cross check this, and this is what I'm expecting. So right ID, so 0001. If you cross check this, so I want to display this. Okay, I will be printing this. And then the second one is type and then do not, right? Even like I had this directly. All right, guys. And the third one is name cake. Even I'm displaying that, right? In meaningful format. And let's take the fourth one. So right, and what is the name of the key here? So what is the name of the fourth key? So the name of the fourth key is image, right? So, but the expected is different, guys. I'm writing image dot width, image dot height, image dot URL, and then the next one I have thumbnail here. So the other one that have the fifth key is thumbnail. Again, inside this, the key name is thumbnail, and the value is dictionary. So right, again thumbnail dot URL, thumbnail dot width, thumbnail dot height, thumbnail dot height. Get my point? Is what I'm saying. So I don't know anything. It's like assume that now like you are into Python programming, right? So you know like how to write the conditions, how to write the loops, and then like you're pretty clear about all the methods in detail. And this is expected, right, guys? So, cross check is compare. So just compare, guys. Like so, what is expected and what is there with you? Just cross check. So right, and this is my input, guys. I'm pasting the ones like who want to try at their end. So I'm just pasting in this chart window itself. So all right, guys. Now let us cross check. Let us cross check this. So for writing something like key comma, so value in, so data dot items. So right, so print key comma value. So all right, guys. So this is the output that I got here. So ID is this, type is like it is not formatted against, but like I got 50% of the expected is what I got here. So I got this ID and I got this type and even I got this name as well, right? I'm able to display all these three. But if you observe the fourth one, so image I got, but like I got the output as a dictionary, guys, right or wrong? In thumbnail is a dictionary. But if you check this output, like it is like in the same format, right? Image dot width, image dot height, image dot URL. And the same thing for the thumbnail. Got it, guys? What I'm saying? So right now, this is not the ideal code, right? So this doesn't work properly. Why? Because this is not the ideal code. Yeah, there's some question from someone. Sir, like we are using also image SRC. Yes, we are using that. Yeah, SRC is not defined, I guess. It's not there here. All right, guys. So now how to frame these guys, like how to so get the solution from this code. So I given the input, right? I have given the input and this is my output. So the output is pretty formatted in the pretty like meaningful format, but like when I write the code, I'm getting like this. It's not in a meaningful format like this. So right now let me cross check one second. Let me make you understand like few concepts like which I already discussed earlier. Right? In the dictionary methods functions. Right. So hope you remember this thing, right? Hope you remember in what is the meaning of ease instance, guys. So what is the ease instance function? What does it do? So what is ease instance? It will return boolean, right? Hope this is clear for all. Is instance, right? Is instance. So I took some name equal to Python programming. If name is a string, it will return true. Or if the string is some the built-in function like it is not equal, right? It is false. Now let me make use of this and let me try to solve the code. All right, guys. And then before this, I'm writing some if is instance. If is instance. So right, the value is the string, so, right? And and then display this. So but with ljust. So what is the meaning of ljust? It's a meaningful format like this. Now let us check the output. Now this thread expected I got in the meaningful format. I got in the same format. All right, guys. Now the next target is to like image dot URL, image dot width, and image dot height, and similarly thumbnail dot URL like this. So for this, let us write one more condition. L if right is instance if the value is a dictionary. Why? Because here the value is a dictionary, right? So for that reason, value dot if value is a dictionary. So right now I want to read this dictionary. I want to read this dictionary once again, right? So for that reason, for something like sub key means inner key, sub key, sub value in. So value dot items. So, all right. So print s key and then s value. So all right, guys, this is what I got. So I got URL of image, I got URL of width of image, I got height, but it is not formatted. There is question from right Sankit. So Sankit, right, type is what? Just to cross check the type of object. It will not return boolean. You cross check this, right? If you check this one, so what is type function? Type will just return true or false. That's it. Sorry, type will return just the name of the object. It doesn't help you much in this context. It doesn't help you much in this context. Got it right? So for that reason, like case instance is only the way to use in this context here. Got now I got everything is now let me format this in the meaningful format. That's it. So right, and then after this reading this, something like final key equal to key sub place and then sub key. So just to get in this meaningful format. So right, and then final key. So final key dot ljust and then having 20. Now let us check the output. So right guys, this is output that is expected. Now you cross check. So this is output that we got and the output like that is been given here. I just need to add columns, but apart from that, I had everything right. So ID, type, name, and after that, even you can check image.url dot width, image dot height, and then thumbnail dot URL. So this is how we normally write the code in the production case. It's not simple as key and values, right? Just like chapter one, just that is really useful for you, just to understand the dictionary. So right. Yes, getting a lot of questions, right? Ask me to explain once again, guys. So first of all, right, understand the skeleton, how the dictionary is defined. So already, yeah, I'm explaining this. I'm just explaining this. All right, yeah. And first of all, understand the dictionary is how it is. That's more important. మీకు ఇప్పుడే తెలియకపోతే మీరు అవుట్పుట్ ఏం రాస్తారని you cannot write anything, right? So first you cross check how the dictionary is skeleton, and then how the what is the expected output. So input check cheyandi, even like cross check for the expected output. So you should be like aware of both this, right? You have to know like what the input is and what is expected. Both are important, right? Wrong is. So this is the output. So from this input. So here like this is first item, right? In second item, third item. In coming to fourth item, so what is the name of the key? Fourth key here, image. And what is the value? It is a dictionary, guys. It is not some string. It is a dictionary. In the fifth one is thumbnail. And again, right, the value is again hope this is clear, right? I hope like how the dictionary is defined. Hope this is clear for all. All right, guys. Now, like after this, now let me go back to the basics once again. I hope you are clear about this. So, all right, guys. I have some string called name here. I have some string, something like name here. So, name contains string. So, I want to cross check. I want to return some boolean. So, whether this string is true or not. So right, looking at the chodagana, we can identify guys, right? But programmatically how to identify, that is more important, right? So programmatically how to identify this, we need to have some condition, right? I'm writing this is instance. If name comma, if it is instance of string, then it will return true. You can cross check the output. If you compare name with the list, it will return false. So what I mean to say is both should be same. If name is string, true. If both are different, false. That's you can take anything. Like even you can take a list equal to something, some set of numbers, right? So print is instance. So is instance and a list. And let me compare this with str. Now, what is the output, guys, in this context? So what is the output here? So are both same? Yes. Is instance is a function. Yes. So is it is no, both are not same, right? It is nothing but it's false. So both are not same, right? It is false. Hope this is clear, right? So our dictionary program, guys, it purely depends on this, nothing else. Our dictionary program, it purely depends on this. Hope this is clear for all, I guess. Right? Now based on this, now let us go for our actual program. Now guys, so this is for the first code that I've written. So make it step by step base and requirement is there. So don't write the complete code at a time. So make it break the requirement into parts. That's what we normally do. So you call that as modules. You can ask your brothers or sisters like who is working. So we work on the particular module in the real time. Yes, I'll be responsible only for my module. It might be later we integrate everything, right? So break down into parts. Now, like first of all, just write some basic program. And what is I'll just guys, let me make you understand. So right, I combined everything else, which I already explained this. Let us take some string like this. So name equal to, or else let's take Perl comma Python. So what is the output of this? It will display Perl comma Python. Hope this is clear, right? So right, and then so Perl dot, if I write ljust of 20, so right, so comma Python. I'll be writing like this. So what will happen? So now I'm allocating 20 spaces width. I'm going to allocate 20 space width. All right. So Perl, now Perl is 4 characters. But what I'm doing is, first of all, I'm allocating 20 spaces and define chesestana. I'm going to allocate 20 spaces width. So what is the meaning of ljust? Allocate from the left. So keep writing from the left. All right. If you simply make that like this, or just what will happen? It will be from the right. That's it. So right now this is of 20 spaces in this 20 character spaces. So Perl is from the right side. And hope this is clear for all, right? L just left justification. L just for the left justification. So got it right? R just right justification. Any questions in this, guys? So right, L just R just. Right. First I talked about the dictionary and then is instance and then about L just R just, which is a part of the string. All right, guys. Now like combining all these three, nothing much. I'm just combining all these three. So I'm reading. No, even this is clear, right? Which we have already seen this. So key comma value in these items if is instance, right? If value is string, and what is the first value? It is the string. So this gets executed. For the second value, it is string. This gets executed once again. Third value is a cake. It gets executed. Let's cross check the output. All right. And this is the output, guys. Now like it is not displaying this and this. So why? Because the value is not the string, the value is the dictionary, guys. Now the value is a string. It is a dictionary, it's not the string. So all right, guys, it's clear at what I'm saying. So right, now the next step, guys, I'm writing one more condition here. So based next to this, sorry, oh sorry. So this is what I've written. Now, right, you combine, guys. Now, if it is string, so then this gets executed. If the value is a dictionary, so then I'm going to write. It is a dictionary of dictionaries, right? Now inside this dictionary, guys, is మొత్తం ఇది ఒక dictionary అండి. So dictionary లో మళ్ళీ dictionaries ఉన్నాయి, right? This itself is one dictionary. Now I just need to read this dictionary. So now the value, since the value contains dictionary, I'm writing some for loop for the inner dictionary. So again, this dictionary contains key values, right? It contains URL is a key and these are values. So width is a key, so this is a value, so, right? And then just like I'm writing like this. And so what is the meaning of this? So this is just like for my formatted output, just to get in the same format, nothing else. Image, since like we have image dot in between, so I given the dot. I'm just concatenating. So all it is like I'm pasting the code in the chart window, guys. So again, guys, I'm telling you, it's not something new or something different, guys. So this is from whatever we have learned. I'm just writing the same program, right or wrong, guys? And కొత్తగా రాసామంటే no, right? So this practically I'm writing whatever like the inputs that we have seen. We talked about day one, day two, we talked about string, list, tuple, functions, everything. I'm just integrating everything in this program. That's it, right? So just it's not something new, guys. Like it looks a little bit different, awkward. I know that, but right, it's purely based on the concepts that the practically. So you the practical usage of the dictionary. And so what is SKS? Well, some notation is I'm taking it's just nothing but some objects. You can take anything. So I took like something like a sub key, a sub value. Since I already took the key and value, now I need to iterate this. I need to read this, right? It is dictionary inside the key. So based on that, I written sub key, comma sub value. That's it. This question from Naveen. So nothing is such, Naveen. We don't have any functions for particular object. So what are functions that we have? They're common for all the objects. So directory of double underscore built-ins double underscore. It will display all the list of built-in exceptions and built-in functions. So here we can find all the list of functions. All right, guys. Yeah. Yeah, Mukesh, we can do that. Just need to write some logic. That's it. So we normally take the value. So right, we normally take the value. We get the length, max length. So what are the length is like we can use that as a max just, but we can do. So just need to write logically. That's it. In stuff like hard coding this 20 Mukesh. All right, just like take the max length of the keys, all the values whatever we had, and then we can do that. Initially it happens initially. It's not an it happens for everyone. So only thing is practice more, guys. Practice more. It's programming, right? Don't look into the code. Practice more. So whether even that is 2 lines or 3 lines, the best way of learning the Python, guys, in your college, see in the first sem or second sem, you might be having C programming, right? C or like C++. Simply convert that into Python programs, guys. That's it. The best way to learn something is, so right, you might be having some dozens of C programs with, if I'm not wrong. So right, C or C++ or Java. So take the same examples and simply convert to Python programming. That's it. Python code. That can be Armstrong number, that can prime number. It's not about the small concept. It's about like how you write the code. You learn a lot of different things. Or some unique shell scripting is there, convert into Python programming. Some Java programming, Java code is there, convert into Python programming. The best way, I guess, the best way to learn is to code itself, nothing else. I'm not sure how to copy the code. I understood. I think it's not in the meaningful format. Uh, right, you can just type the code. Also, anyways, I'm going to share this. So or else there is one more way. So let me paste the code in this window, guys. I can just paste it from here. So the ones. So just give me minute time, guys. Let me paste the code in the online notepad. So I'm not sure whether you have seen this earlier or not. So right, where you can copy the code directly from the online notepad. So I pasted the link, guys. Just but hold on for 1 or 2 minutes. It is getting loaded. I will paste the code here only. You can just directly copy the code from here. So all right, guys. Just a minute. Just hold on for a minute. So, but guys, don't please cut the code. Copy the code, guys. Please don't cut the code. Just copy the code. Why? Because it is like accessible by everyone. So there is some question that like it is getting in terms of in the single line. I pasted the code in the, this is on and notepad, guys. Like if you open that link, so whatever I given, so everyone can access same code. But I request you guys, don't cut the code. Simply paste the code, Control C, but not Control X. So all right, guys. Yep. Yeah, already pasted this. It will be there. So just open the URL. So might be for the first time, it takes some time to get loaded, but the code will be visible. All right, guys. Yeah. So don't cut the code, guys. It's my request. So please copy the code. So if you cut the code, others may not copy that. So, all right, guys. Anyways, guys, I'm going to you can look at this in the recording session, guys. Right. Let me go and I've given like a couple of other examples. I can just work on this later, guys. If you get time, so this will be interesting. Is like if you take the question number 47. So define the dictionary as below. So this is my dictionary. So what I'm saying is write a Python program to display all the e tags. If you observe the code, so this is I have one e tag. I'm just asking this output. This first e tag, in second e tag, third e tag, right, and the fourth e tag. I just want to display all these 4 lines. And how to write the code with the same way, the way like we have done now, you have to write in the same approach. So got it, right? Right, guys. So write the Python program to display all the e tag information. So write this is my first tag, and second tag, third tag. So at the fourth, I just want to get this. You can play with this, guys. Like post session, you can just I give one more couple of examples. You can just play with this later. And if really good time, guys, like, and if you're really interested, you can take this and you can. So just like walk along this, we can just play with this, guys. All right. And it's about dictionaries in detail, guys. Right? I just didn't cover only basic like keys and values like chapter and chapter, but in the production, guys, practically will be having this. We'll be having this kind of dictionaries. We'll do a lot of validations. So all right, guys. So this is how the combination of for loops and the dictionaries. All right, guys. Hope this is clear for all, right? So whatever we discussed so far, I hope this is clear, guys. If something is not clear, I insist you to just have a look at the recording session, right? It will be clear, guys. Just like go through that in detail. That's it. All right, guys. So now let us talk about something about the file handling, guys. Let's talk about the file handling. And just a minute time. Yeah, let me get my marker, guys. Just a minute. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm back. Sorry, like I just had been to get my marker. So all right, hope I'm audible for all. And one who just pinged me Galaxy, so I can find all the recording sessions in XLR in the YouTube. Just like check for XLR, and you can find all the recordings there. So all right, guys, now let's talk something about the file handling. So in our day-to-day activities, guys, in our day-to-day activities, so what are the different file formats that you have worked so far? So any kind of file formats, yes, sir. Any kind of file formats. So right, day-to-day activities, you'll be working with audio, video, so text files, any kind of file format, guys. So .csv, so, right, and then .txt. So right, like Excel, like we have XLSX, we have XLS, so right, and JPG. All right, and then so right, apart from language files, but anything is fine. So don't apart from .c, .java, anything is fine. So .docn, .docx, and then MP4. So MKV format, and then HVC, and then all right. So and we have PPTX, and then so docs, so executable, right? Valid format, and a batch format. Like we have MP3, all right. Like we have TIFF and .com, okay, .win, so right, and .rar and .zip, so right, and then we have .zip and .org, right? Apart from these guys, so right, even .png, right, someone. So from Suresh, .png and .pdf. So right, the most frequently used Adobe format .json. So .aac, and apart from language files, anything is fine. So tar gunzip files. So .lb, and then .nj, in Hadoop format, HDF format, right? And apart from these guys, so .html, even this is valid. So right, yes, these are most frequently used formats all the times, if I'm not wrong. Right, wrong is. So .css, so right, .css and .wa. Right, like these guys, like we have hundreds, thousands of formats available. So we have thousands of formats. .tar.gz, the one who asked me. So that is tar gunzi file, which is used in the Linux machines for archiving. So for the archiving, all right, guys. So right, out of this and apart from this, like we have other formats log, right? So like we store some config data in .conf, something like this. So if you keep on writing is, we have some hundreds of formats. So we have some hundreds of thousands of formats available. All right, out of these formats, so which formats contains only text? Out of these formats, which formats? If you ask this question, you might be saying this log, right? So which formats contains only text? So which formats contains only text? CSV, right? In TXT, right? Apart from this, so even conf, so right? Apart from this, guys, so anything else other than this, you might be having some questions like, what about this XLSS or doc? Doc, guys, yes, it contains text, but we need some third-party tool to open this, right? Wrong. So without some MS Office or Open Office, we cannot open this doc. So right or wrong is, so this doc, this even XLS or XLS, so MP4, all this thing, PPT, exe, batch files, so MP, whatever is in the beauty of Python, guys. The beauty of Python, is we can read each and every format. So the beauty of Python is whatever that is listed here, so we'll be able to read each and every format, guys. Not only text files, not only I can read, even I can read the Python program to create the zip file. So right, I can read the Python program to read the zip file. I can read the Python program. I can write the Python program to create the PDF file, to read the PDF file, to write into the PDF file. So got guys what I'm saying? So any kind of tar.gz file. So the one who just asked, so it is the format in the Linux. Tar file is for the archiving. So if you want to like reduce more size of that, so this is called as gunzip file. We call that as tar gunzip file. So all right, yes, it's clear, right? If you ask me like what text files, so these are only text files like dot properties or dot log, CSV text, conf, and apart from these guys, so even this contains text, but so in order to read that, like we need to have some kind of third-party tool, right or wrong? So like MS Office or Open Office, like we do how to open this. So the beauty of Python is I can read each and every format. So whatever I've listed here, that can even is I can read the Python program to split this MP4 into four equal videos, right? Assume that the MP4 is of having 100 minutes. You can you can write the Python program to split into four parts, 25 minutes, like say 15 minutes. You can create executables, you can create batch files, you can create zip files. Simple example, guys. In the assume that in the real the production, so how do you like extract the zip file? So how do you create the zip file, for example? So in the Windows machine, how do you create the zip file? A question from Geeta. So .sh is shell file. So we use .sh for Linux shell script file. The way like we have Python scripts, sh is for the shell files, shell. So that's for the Linux systems. So bash shell, we talked that that's some different language basically, shell scripts. All right. So and basically, guys, like let me take some practical example. So what is zip file? So we know that, right? So zip file is used to archive. Either if you take the zip file, so we can either create a zip file, right? Or else we can archive, or else we can write nothing but extracting. So right or wrong is, or else you can check what the zip file contains. So these are the three things that we do. So assume that in one Rails, let's take some example. So where Python is used. So assume that, guys, like there is some requirement. So wherein, so I need to zip this folder. I have some folder like this. So I need to zip this folder. So right on for every hourly on hourly basis to zip. So the name of the folder is say ABC. So I need to zip this to a. It's not one time activity, guys. So in a per day, like I have to do it for on hourly basis. So one day equal to 24 hours. Right wrong is. So I need to do this for 24 times. So right, and then like say 1 year equal to 365 days, right? Or more or less 365 days. So then I want to do this activity for 24 hours and 365 days. So then how many times I need to run this? Something like this, right? You're going to get something. But thing guys, do you think practically it's possible for anyone to exactly run on hourly basis? So we are humans, right? We make some mistake. So do you think it's practically possible, like to create this zip file exactly on time? So now I had the requirement to create exactly the zip file at 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. Do you think guys? Encroach mistake చేస్తాం కదండి. We make the mistake, right? So instead of fun, like by mistakenly we'll be running it one time. Instead of 10, sometimes like we may run it say 155. Instead of 3, we may run it 3 hours, like say 1 minute. It may happen, right? So we are humans, right? Wrong is we make some mistake. So we need to automate this. In auto automate, guys, so we don't go for C or we don't go for Java kind of languages. So we go for Python, right? We go for this kind of languages. Why? Because the coding is pretty simple, guys. It will be done like hardly less than 10 lines. So Python or Perl or Ruby, we go for this kind of languages. So these are good for like low level programming or even for designing high end applications. Python is good for automations, also for high level automations. Anything is for designing applications as well. So get my point is what I'm saying. So right. So like this guys, what I mean to say is I can read any kind of file format. So even guys, and I have the libraries. If you asking us one more question, can you name some libraries in Python? So can you name some libraries in Python? Sorry, in C language that you are aware of. So any libraries in C that you are aware of. So libraries in C that you are aware of. So we'll be talking about S3 about .h. So right, and apart from this, so Coney.h. So right, and then apart from this, something like standard manip.h. So apart from these guys, some math.h. And apart from this, I was stream that's okay, C++, okay, string.h. So and apart from this, so vector.h, graphics.h, right, ctype.h. So define.h, standard lib.h. So Coney.h already defined. Apart from this guys, ఇంకేమైనా గుర్తున్నాయి మీకు? Do you think? So at max guys we'll be using not more than 10 libraries, not if I'm not wrong is. So even I just started my career like you, all right? I mean, I'm just like I studied like you. Hardly guys, like I'm developer basically from the college days. At max I use like 15 libraries guys, not more than this. So not more than malloc.h, calloc, like we have, but like in general, so we'll be using not more than 15 plus libraries, right or wrong guys? Practically talking about to talk seriously, but at max we have used like not more than 15. కొంతమంది అయితే ఇవి కూడా యూస్ చేయరు ఉంటారు హార్డ్లీ ఎస్టర్డే కొని నాట్ మోర్ దెన్ దట్ ఇఫ్ ఐమ్ నాట్ రాంగ్. So right, college days, right or wrong guys, that's what like we know. But coming to Python guys, coming to Python we have almost 2 lakhs 50,000 libraries for each and every requirement. So we have 52 lakhs 50,000 libraries for each and every requirement. So what I'm saying is, so in Python guys, like we are almost, if you talk about Python, So if you talk about Python, so we have 8,000 libraries. So they're called as built-ins. So they're called as built-ins. So right, and apart from this, we have almost 2,50,000. So these are called as third-party libraries. So these are called as third-party libraries. So right, these are called as third-party libraries. So like this, guys, that is a bit of Python, guys. That is a bit of Python. So right, like C only, but C guys, like even if you ask like at least name some 20 functions in each library, you cannot, if I'm not wrong. So, but guys, like practically we don't remember. But if you really work in, I coming to myself because I being the Python developer, so I can memorize at least say like 80 to 90 libraries. So why? Because I worked on this. So I worked in the area of networking. I worked in the area of analytics. I worked in the area of like say Selenium. So right, I worked in the area of like a machine learning. I worked in the area of like web development. So if you take each area, guys, at least I can remove 10 to 15 libraries in each and every domain. So like this as a whole, I can why because I worked on this, guys. The same thing will happen for you. All right, no one is exceptional, guys. The same thing will happen for you. So it's not required to memorize, but when you really start working on this, you'll memorize. You'll realize, guys, like might be like day after tomorrow, we'll talk about this in detail. So right, we'll talk about all these things. So then we'll be talking about right as of now, guys. So all these libraries are available in the portal called as pipey.org. So there is a website called pipey.org. So all the third-party libraries are available in this website, pipey.org. So right, all the libraries are available here. So you find, install, and publish. If you love Python, guys, you can publish your own packages of some particular thing. Right, in your college like use case, at some point you might be facing some difficulties, right, about any area. Even you can publish your packages, find, install, publish. Already see this is what even I told less 2 like 60,000 libraries. Projects means that many number of libraries. So every day, guys, some hundreds of libraries they keeps on getting uploaded. So every day some hundreds of libraries. So trending projects means some new projects, kottvi. So of something is even I'm not sure, guys. Like even some new requirement is given. So I need to master that initial. It takes some time for me. New releases for the existing releases, like for the existing projects, new release on the top of that. It's something about like download. Something is like we have hundreds, thousands of requirements, right? So different use cases. So some site called pipey.org. So right, at some point we'll be using these guys. We'll be talking about this. So might be on Wednesday or Thursday in detail. I'll come to this once again. I just want to give the overall understanding. Like right now, let us come back to these files, and you might be getting some doubt. So how files are related to that? Now let me make a note here. You'll understand this. So file handling. So right, there are basically two types of libraries. There are basically two types of libraries. So there are basically two types of libraries. One is built-in libraries. So and the second one is third-party libraries. Third-party libraries. And what do you mean by built-in libraries? So built-in libraries are generally used by everyone. So built-in libraries. So Naimuddin, I didn't go to that. So please give me some time. I'm on track. I'll talk about that for sure. But like first of all, focus on what I'm saying, right? And coming to built-in library. Sorry guys, it's my typo. So file handling, right? So there are basically two types of files. So it's my typo, guys. There are two types of files. So what are those? One is flat files. So flat files, and the other one is third party files. So flat files and the other one is third party files. And what do you mean by flat files? All the files ending with extension. So right, all the what do you mean by flat files? So all the files ending with .csv, .conf, right, .conf log, that can be even tsv tab separated, right? Even someone told about properties. Yes, properties. So all these like which contains the bit of these guys, any ways that can be Windows, Linux, or Mac. I don't require any software to open this, right? I can open them directly. It's some built-in tool, right or wrong, guys? So few of you might be using already Mac or Linux, right? Like I don't require any third-party software. I can open them directly. And coming to third-party files, so what are this? So all the files ending with So right, let me just make a note. So all the files ending with something like say .doc. So right, docx, or that can be doc or PDF, right, xlsx. So xlsx, so, right, and that can be xls, so, or even mp4, mp3. So mp3, all the files ending with files, so are supposed to be opened with some third party library, are used to are opened with some third party library. So are open with some third party library. Hope this is clear, right? Get my point is what I'm saying. Now I'll talk about libraries tomorrow in detail. So JPG, like I just mentioned few. We have some hundreds of libraries, guys. My intention is not to write everything, but just to make you understand. So flat files and third parties. What do you mean by flat files? All the files in the regular file processing is like we require this regular ETL processing, file handling. So even a Panda center, like we talk about, we read the data from only this kind of files. And what are these guys? So these are some third party files. So how do you open the doc, guys? We need to have some third party tool to open this, right? Wrong. So PDF, guys, a number of libraries you'll enjoy, guys. 100%, 200%, guys, you'll enjoy working with these libraries. But like have some patience, guys. We'll be talking this, we'll be touching this tomorrow. So and about files, how to like I just started, guys. So basically we talk about read operation, right? Read, write, and append mode. I'll talk about this all these things tomorrow, guys. And I'll make you to write the code by yourself. And then we gradually move to the libraries and all. But like have some patience, guys. Like one or two, we'll talk about this, guys. And then about database also, like I'm on the track. We'll talk about this. All right, guys. My intention is not just like to complete the course, guys, but like so that to give hands-on, so that you'll understand. Someone that Ranga saying that so flat files. So flat files is nothing and flat files అంటే ఏంటంటే so make extensions .csv కానీ .log or .conf .tsv. If you have one of these extensions, these are called as flat files. So what do you mean by flat files? Where I can open them directly. So I can open them directly, right? I don't require any software to open this. But if you want to open doc, you need to have some software to open this, right or wrong is? You need to have some software to open this. So this is what I'm saying. In order to open this kind of files, you're supposed to have some library, which we'll be discussing in details. So but tomorrow, we just started, right? So Tuesday, Wednesday, this is our focus. So all right, guys, and the time is almost. So Nayamuddin, this is what I'm saying, right? So I clearly mentioned here .c, even text file is nothing but the flat file. Yes. So right, why? Because so we don't require any software to open them, right? We can open them directly. So all right, guys, then we'll be talking about all these things in detail, guys. Just have some patience for 1 or 2 days, but I'll be covering all these things, and I'll make you to write the code by yourself also. So all right, guys, and let me create. All right. So even guys, let me close my session, guys. I'll give you the link. You can just open the link. Might be after a couple. Just so give me minute time, guys. Like I will just share the link where you can get all my code there itself. So just give me a minute time, guys. I'll share the link, but just open that link after 5 or 10 minutes. You'll be getting all the code there. So just give me time, guys. I'm just like creating the new repository. So all right, guys, and this is the link. You can just access this later. I just shared the link. So just access this link after a couple of minutes, guys. Right? You can get everything from there. So what notes are provided, you can just access that. I've shared the link. You can just access that. So all right, guys. So, and recording videos, and you just go to YouTube and then XLR. You can get all the recording videos there. So all right, guys. Then let me wind up the session, and I will catch you tomorrow. So then all right, guys. Then see you tomorrow, guys. Have a nice day and take care. Bye.